It's Trudy Suderman, George said. The sweetest star in Hollywood, Bess added. Nancy leaned closer to Crystal's phone for a better look. The date on the picture was Saturday. The time was 8:30 a.m. The cast of Guys and Ghouls uses a different prop room, Crystal explained. I went into that room to find a thread for a torn costume, and instead I found Trudy. Was Trudy there alone? Nancy asked. She was, Crystal said. Trudy looked surprised to see me, but she agreed to take a selfie. Did you stay with Trudy after the selfie? Bess asked. No, Crystal said. Trudy told me she had work to do, so I left. Now, if you'll excuse us, Ken piped up nicely, we have to rehearse our next number. Too cool for ghouls. Nancy, Bess, and George thanked the actors and left. They had much to talk about as they went down the stairs. Are we lucky or what? George asked. Crystal just gave us a great clue. Nancy nodded and added and said, Trudy was alone in the prop room on Saturday morning. Trudy was a judge too. Bess pointed out, so the badge I found in the prop room could have been hers. As the girls reached the bottom of the stairs, Nancy shook her head in disbelief. I can't believe Trudy would ruin our audition, she said. She's so sweet. She was pretty sour when we saw her buying apple cider. George pointed out, remember? All of a sudden the girls heard a loud achoo. Then another, and another, and another. It sounds like a cold, George said. A kid with a bad cold. Nancy added. The girls followed the explosive sneeze to the prop room. Nancy knocked on the closed door lightly and called, Are you okay? Do you need a tissue? Bess called too. When no one answered, Nancy slowly opened the door. What they saw inside made their jaws drop. Standing with a spray can in her outstretched hands was Trudy. Don't take another step, Trudy warned. I've got a can of sneezing powder and I'm not afraid to use it. Trudy put the can down, Nancy said as she and a friend entered the prop room. What are you doing with sneezing powder anyways? George asked. Still holding the can of Stevie's sneezing powder, Trudy said, I came to get my rags and gags back, and the can fell out and the lid popped off. I've been sneezing my nose off ever since. Achoo! What do you have a can of sneezing powder anyways? Bess asked. Yeah, George said, raising an eyebrow. Seems like a weird thing to carry around. Trudy stared wide-eyed at the girls. It's part of my Halloween costume, she blurted. I'm going as Sneezy of the Seven Dwarfs. Nice try, Trudy, George said before throwing her head back and sneezing herself. Trudy grumbled under her breath as her hands and the can of sneezing powder fell to her side. Trudy, Nancy said gently, did you use the stuff from Rags and Gags to ruin the Twinkling Little Stars audition? Trudy chewed on her lip, then said, I guess I did. Well, that wasn't very sweet, Bess said. Sweet, Trudy groaned. What am I, saltwater taffy? You weren't very sweet at the apple cider cut yesterday, Bess pointed out. Yeah, George agreed. That was some meltdown you had, Trudy. That's just it, Trudy said, waving her arms. Sometimes I'm sweet and sometimes I get a little moody, just like any normal kid. Trudy gave a sigh and said, Everyone expects me to be sweet, and I am sick of it. Why are you sick of it? Nancy asked. All I get are sweet parts in the movies, like princesses with unicorns, Tutti explained. The villains in the movies are so cool. Nancy shot her friends a sideways glance. So what's this? What? So that's what this was all about. Tutti being sweet and not so neat. I'll never get to play a villain because I'm just too good, Tutti said. So you ruined our props before the auditions, George asked. Just to see what it was like to be bad? Bingo, Tutti sighed. Did it make you feel good? Nancy asked. No way, Tutti admitted. I felt awful when the auditions were called off, and everyone was sad. Tutti nodded, her chin at the Rex and Gags back. That's why I came back to get my stuff, she said. I didn't want anyone to use that stuff ever again. Nancy, Bess, and George smiled at Tutti. They were glad she'd told the truth, and super glad the pieces of the puzzles had fallen into place. Do you think you'd tell Sherry what you did, Tutti? George asked. Maybe the Twinkling Little Stars auditions can still go on, Bess said excitedly. Tutti sadly shook her head. It's too late, she sighed. We're going back to Hollywood tomorrow night. You never know unless you try, Nancy said. Tutti seemed to give it a thought as she carefully placed the can of sneezing powder back in the big bag. Okay, but I might need your help. True, Tutti sniffed, then added, and lots of tissues. You were right, Nancy, Bess said. It wasn't too late to bring back the auditions. Nancy was so thrilled she could do 100 cartwheels. Tutti had told Sherry what she did and why. The producers decided they would fly back a day later. The auditions were held on Sunday and an extra day on Monday after school. I think we did a great job as the three witches this time, Nancy told her friends. The girls were dressed head to toe in their costumes, waiting to hear who the winner is. Tutti did a great job apologizing too, George said. It was cool of her to let Hank from Rex and Gags be a judge in her place. Tutti did a great job helping us with our brew too, Bess added with a smile. Just a teeny drop of bubble blast did the trick. A hush fell over the theater as Mayor Strong walked to the microphone. Nancy, Bess, and George joined hands with it. You all did a fabulous job, the mayor announced. But since only one act can perform on Twinkling Little Stars, the winner is... Nancy, Bess, and George squeezed hands tightly. Those acrobatic Irishniks sucked the collet. Nadine and the other dancers shrieked as they ran on stage. They were going to Hollywood to dance on Twinkling Little Stars. I'm happy for Nadine, Nancy admitted. Me too, Bess sighed, but said we won't be going to Hollywood. What could be better than three awesome witches, George asked. I know, Nancy said with a smile. How about three awesome detectives? The Clue crew traded a high five as they said together, Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, we solve this case on the double.